Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to our online class. So, today we will be starting with a new poem, We Are the Music Makers, written by Arthur William Edgar Shaughnessy. The name is really little bit lengthy and it's very difficult for you to remember. Okay, so but you have to keep in mind. Okay, so now Arthur William Edgar Shaughnessy was a writer, and basically he was a working in a zoological department by his profession, but his true passion was writing. Okay, so he wrote many books and many collection of poems like the Epic of Women, which was published in 1870 and brought him lot of fame. And later he worked in the zoological department for from 1874 to 1881, and then later he switched over to his dream interest, that is writing. Okay, that is in the literature. Okay, his first collection of the poems was published in 1870, and his other volumes of poetry are Lays of France, Music and Moonlight, and Songs of a Worker, etc. Okay, his poetry is mostly lyrical in the sense, having the very simple lyrics that could be easily understood by any reader. There is no use of much poetical devices or literary devices. Okay, he always reminded about the active life. Okay, to remain active throughout his life, and many of his works actually foreshadow that concept that people have to remain active in the life. Okay, he died at the age of 36 from a chill he caught on a rainy night. Now, this is what about the writer, the author, or the poet, Arthur William Edgar O'Shaughnessy. Okay, so let us discuss what is the poem about. From the title itself, you can understand that we are the music makers. That means it's about some music. Again, it's about some, of course, music is a part of art. Okay, and it's about some creativity. It's again about some talent. Okay, the poem is actually, it admires the creative artist of the world as the dreamers of the dream. We know that whether a painter, a sculptor, a literary writer, a poet, a novelist, or you take any of the artistic, a dancer, a singer, any of the people who come under these categories, or those categories which come under the art, we can see that they give up all their comforts and they struggle a lot to achieve to that position and give shape to their dreams. Okay, so their ideas actually may not be, the result will be coming in one or two or even 10 or 50 attempts, but they never give up, and those who never give up, definitely they give shape to their dreams. So their ideas inspire men of action who change the status and push the society forward. Okay, so in this sense, they are actually the movers and the shakers of the world. So this is what the term the poet himself uses when he explains the lines. Now let us see what is the poem. He says that all the poet visualizes the creative artists like the musicians, poets, painters, sculptors, etc. They are all the, in one sense, they are the makers. Okay, they are the makers, and they are the dreamers of the dreams. And the dream are those which we all dream, but we all have the dreams, and mostly all have the similar dreams, except a few who have very different dreams. But again, the fact is that some people strive themselves to achieve their dream, whereas others simply dream because it is their dream. Okay? And if you have to achieve your dream, you should be ready to burn yourself. You should be ready to get out of your comfort zone. You should be ready to face obstacles at every step you go ahead. Okay? So it's not easy. Life is not a bed of roses, isn't it? And to achieve the dreams again is not a thing that you walk on the bed of roses and you go and achieve. You have to come across many of the obstacles and hindrances, physically, mentally, you have to face. And every time you come across one or other obstacle, it actually strengthens you from within rather than shatters you. When you look at the shattering things, you never learn to get up and run. When you look at the far destination where you are supposed to reach, then you start getting up by yourself, and you will be running there to reach that destination. Okay, so this poem is also having much of the things related to discuss with the artist, condition of the artist, the plight of the artist, and at the same time it's a very motivating and inspiring poem. Okay, the poet says that they push the society on the path of the progress. That is, the artist, they are actually the torch bearers for the people, for the society, that and makes them to learn, to grow and progress. They show the way, and they give the ideas by shaking it from the stagnation and slumber. In the other word, artists remaining outside bring out all the desirable changes in our world, isn't it? So we know that even the trend of the music, the trend of fashion, the trend of people coming in front of the camera. Have you ever thought of people exposing themselves, even with the minute, they don't, today you don't need any particular topic for yourself to take a reel and post in any social network. But there was a time people even used to hesitate to come and face the camera itself. Okay, so the artists are actually giving a path, showing a way, that these are the different ways that you can use for your growth, for your talents, to express, to show it to the world. Okay, and there was a time you have to go for publicity, you have to go with the contacts of the many people who are in the field for you to get recognized. But today you don't. If you have a smartphone, you have a talent, you can express it, you can post it on the social networks. So what is there is that even those who created the social networks are using their talents to push the society, to push the world, to open and reach and achieve their goals. Okay, so it also talks about the power of the artist, that the artists manage to do even the unthinkable. They create the miracles. Okay, the singers or the music composers or even the poets, musicians, painters, actually what they are doing, they are creating the miracles, which are not even thought by an ordinary person. Okay, and with their eternal songs and fantasies, or their inspiring pictures or sculptures, or even they actually trying to help the people to build up the world great cities. Okay, and give a shape to the personality, give a shape to the ideology, give a shape to the thinking, give a shape that this can be achieved, this can be done. Okay, so this is what they actually give. That's why I said they are, the poet says that they are the torch bearers of the society here. Okay, in this sense, they are the leaders of the world. Their art needs to be celebrated. We know that many of these people, they die after some time, they die, but their work, their talent, or what they left behind for the whole world to remember, even after the many years of their death, still exist, and people do admire and remember them and learn from them. Because though the people die, though the body dies, the art never dies. Even today, we remember the very famous paintings of Picasso and Mona Lisa. Okay, and so many things like that. Why? Because they have left an impact on the people, and the people even today remember them. We remember the great leaders and personalities. Okay, they died, they have gone from this world, but today they have, before going, they have contributed a lot to the world, to think, to work on that, to learn from that, to bring changes, and to make your dreams much more bigger than their dreams and what they have achieved. Okay, so this poem also discusses about the divine creations. Okay, the power of for the artist is considered as as a divine power. We see some children are extra talented. Why do we call them extra talented? Talent is something we say that, oh, he has got an inborn talent or she has got an inborn talent. That means it's something like a inbuilt. Okay, so it's, and some things can be trained and polished. So when these two of the things are clubbed together, mixed together, in that sense the creation, the outcome of that, the output of that will be something marvelous and unimaginable. Okay, so that is why here the poet says that these artists are actually the blessing of the divinity, or they have a kind of divinity inside them. Okay, now according to the poet, everything demolishes after some time, but their work and their contribution to the world never gets demolished. Okay, so this is the summary of the poem what I have actually explained to you today. And we can see that in this the poem mainly the theme of the poem is that we think that people do not become successful uh, only because they are creative and only because they don't have the means to get successful. But this poem teaches us that if you have a real passion for your work, and if you have total dedication and ready to burn yourself and give a shape, then only it is that nothing is, impossible, or everything you can achieve, or you can reach to your destination. Okay, so these are the it's about the power of the artist, it's about the power and effect, again effect, impact and outcome of that achievement that an artist achieves. And it also shows that it's not very easy to fulfill the dreams. If you have the dreams, you should be ready to burn. If you have the dreams, you should be ready to come out of your comfort zone. And if you have the dreams, you should be ready to accept the fact that on every step you will be facing the obstacle. So this is what the poem actually teaches us. So in the next video we will be going through the stanza wise explanation of the poem. Thank you, have a good time.